YouTube, how's it going? I'm back by myself again. Second week straight for fantasy video here. I'm supposed to have two other guys with me. And last week was all right because there was a Tuesday night game. Schedule got shifted up, but they let me down again. But that's okay because I'm here to answer your Week 7 fantasy football questions through Twitter. If you're not following the Twitter, I don't know what you're doing, to be quite honest. Constant NFL talk. You get involved with things like these. Multiple videos like this. And we're talking during live games as well. So you're going to want to follow that Twitter. Link in the description and comments of every video. Instagram, podcast, Patreon, 60K. That's our subscriber goal. Please help us out by subscribing to the channel. It'd be much appreciated. We got everything. We got everything on the NFL here, even in the offseason. We got trade deadline coming up. We're going to cover that as well. Patreon, link down below. Lots of extra stuff. You know the drill for the most part. A lot of you showing your support through there. Really appreciate you. So every single, Wednesday, I tweet out what you see on the screen right underneath me right now. The fantasy football Q&A. You guys ask your questions, and here we are. Some of you are asking them while this is going on or afterwards, so I apologize. I'll see if I get to them. If I don't, ask me again. Please don't spam me, though. But, yeah, I'm going to be staring at the screen a lot by myself here trying to read all these as we go. Pigskin Pete doesn't show up for the damn video, but he's here. He is in the comments. He's a huge fan, at least though. He's a huge fan. Who should he start in his flex spots between DJ Moore, Deebo Samuel, or Darius Slayton? So DJ Moore versus Saints, Deebo Samuel versus the Patriots, Darius Slayton versus the Eagles. Darius Slayton hurt his foot, I believe. Last week. It sounds like he's going to be good to go. I'd still be a little scared of that, though. I'm kind of feeling DJ Moore. I think he's starting to heat up. I think the focus would be on Robbie Anderson. Even though I still probably like Robbie Anderson a little better, but I think I would go DJ Moore out of those. Down to clown. Someone traded me Austin Eckler and Corey Davis for James Conner. Who won the trade? That's pretty tough there because... Ooh. Yeah, Eckler and Corey. James Conner starting. He's getting better, but, will he stay healthy the rest of the season? I'd probably rather have the two players. That's a tough one, though. So I guess you won the trade. Cam Cook, should I start Drew Brees or one of these guys? You got your whole... I don't think we're going to be able to see this on here. Might have to get back to you. Let's see. Just real quick, my thoughts. I'm actually starting Carson Wentz this week. I'd probably rather keep Brees if I were you, or Stafford. Probably just keep Brees. From Ezekiel, Gonzalez, and Saldi, Deshaun Jackson or Will Fuller, and then Josh Jacobs, Phillip Lindsay. I think you got to go Will Fuller. I don't trust Deshaun Jackson. And Jacobs or Lindsay. Probably Jacobs. I mean, the better running back. I know he's playing the Bucks, but... it's the same thing though. Phillip Lindsay, he looked good last week playing the Chiefs. They could be down a bit early, so they may have to just throw the crap out of the ball. So yeah, I'd go Josh Jacobs. From Joseph, who I start in my flex, I currently have Kareem Hunt in there, half-point PPR. So another one of these where it's not gonna fit on the screen here for this video. I go Robbie Anderson, 10th best fantasy receiver. Probably have to go with him. From Chris, who should I start between Robert Tonyan, Hayden Hurst, Jared Cook? Probably gotta go Tonyan there. Yeah, I'd go Tonyan. Claypool, AJ Brown, or Higgins. Feeling AJ Brown. Big week last week. Run it back. Tony Benz, who do I start? Phillip Lindsay or Devontae Freeman, half PPR. You got to go Lindsay. Don't really trust the Giants' run game. Devontae Freeman, against anybody really. I go Phillip Lindsay there. Aidan Weingartner. Are the Julio Jones trade rumors all smoke? Yeah, I don't really believe them. I think people see the Falcons' record, see that they finally fired Dan Quinn, see that Matt Ryan is aging, and kind of predict. I think the people that are spreading this rumor are kind of predicting. I think they want to be the person they're like, yeah, look, see, I said this. But, if they got a call and somebody offered a good amount, a first plus, I'm not going to sit here and say they'll turn it down. But Yeah, I think people are kind of predicting it. It's one of those things. But I think they view Julio as just too valuable, so I'm going to say it's probably BS. Bobby Buff, who should I start in flex? Godwin, Lockett, Anderson, or Mike Davis? Ooh. You can't go wrong, really. Man, I'm a big Chris Godwin guy. It's been a little bit of a letdown, mainly because of injury. Didn't have to do too much last week. I'm feeling Godwin this week. It might be a little bold. Robbie Anderson's been fantastic. Mike Davis even been fantastic. I'm feeling Godwin. That's just kind of my gut right there. So, yeah. Aidan Weingartner again. Do I pick up Travis Fogum? He's out there in my league. Yeah, I picked him up last week. I'm surprised he's available for your league. I mean, it depends on how many people are in your league. You probably pick him. He's looked good, and he looks like their best target. I'd say yes. I'm surprised he's available. So, yeah, that answers that. Cam Cook picked 2. Will Fuller, Ronald Jones, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Will Fuller versus the Packers. Ronald Jones versus the Raiders. I mean, Ronald Jones been looking pretty good. Edwards-Helaire looked really good last week. They play the Broncos. Give me. I mean, that's a good situation to have too. That's a tough one. I think I know they signed Le'Veon, but I really don't think he's doing much. I mean, maybe he will eventually. So I feel like I'd have to start Edwards-Helaire. Will Fuller versus Ronald Jones. I'd actually go. I was thinking Will Fuller. That's tough. The Packers are pretty good at taking the deep ball away. But does Fuller's speed change that? I'd probably go Ronald Jones, actually. The more I'm thinking here, sitting here, I'd probably go with the 2 running backs. I think both those running backs score, hopefully at least once. Yeah, I'd go that route. Bobby Buff, who should I start? My second receiver spot, Slayton, Allen Robinson, Claypool, or Boyd. Well, it looks like Robinson's the best guy to that group, but that Rams game, I think that is going to be an extremely low-scoring game. I think they're going to play a lot of man coverage as well, the Rams, that is. So that means I think Jalen Ramsey will be on Allen Robinson pretty much almost the whole game. It's rare to see the same corner on the same receiver at 100% of snaps, but I think it'll be close, probably the maximum. Slayton, I'm a little worried about the foot. So it's Claypool or Boyd. Juju might be out. Boyd versus the Bengals, though. Claypool's got the upside. Boyd's probably going to get like that 12 to 15, 16, we'll call it, 12 to 16 range, and Claypool can either get like 6 or he can get 20 plus, So I don't know if that helps you if you want to go the boom or bust route. I like Boyd. I like Boyd. I think Boyd scores. I think he actually has a better shot at scoring than Clay. Juju could be out, though. I'm feeling Boyd at the moment. That's a tough one, though, between those two. Burrow or Herbert. Can't go wrong with either. I'd probably go Herbert just because the only other I think both guys will be able to will throw well. The only factor I got here is that Burrow is going against the pass rush of Myles Garrett, Sheldon Richardson. Remember, he was down last time they played him. Herbert's going against the Jags. I guess they got some pretty big names at the pass rush position, but they're not doing anything. So I'd actually go Herbert. Carson DeBoy, Julio, Godwin, Jefferson, or Boyd. Justin Jefferson, he's got to buy. You got to go Julio. If you're choosing one, I'd rank them Julio, Godwin in that order, but those two are good options. But you got to go Julio, I think. Purik, Mike Evans, Jerick McKinnon, Darius Slay. I mean, you got to go Mike Evans there. You just got to. Claypool or Boyd, we kind of just had that one. I'm thinking Boyd there. It's can't go wrong with either there. What do we got? Boyd or Singletary? Bell or Singletary? I'm going Boyd, and then I'm going Singletary. Boyd and Singletary for those. From CeeDee Lamb time. Slayton, Deontay Johnson, Justin Jackson, or Gibson. Is that Antonio Gibson to start in flex? Ooh, that's pretty tough. That is pretty tough. If Deontay Johnson plays, probably him. I don't know if Juju's going to play. If Deontay, yeah, I think he will play. So I think Deontay Johnson is. So I would go Deontay there. Cindy Nero for tight end. Tanyan, Ingram, Hurst. Hurst is pretty sneaky. Yeah, you got to go Tanyan, though. Tanyan there for the Packers. Flex, McLaurin, Cooper Kupp, CeeDee Lamb. Ooh. Man, Cooper Kupp probably costing a lot of people, their leagues last week, dropping the ball, playing that Bears defense. There could be one touchdown a game, so I'm actually going to stay away from Cooper Kupp. So it's McLaurin versus CeeDee Lamb, who actually play each other. That's actually tough. I mean, the obvious choice would be McLaurin. It looks like it's pretty obvious because he's just the better receiver right now, more experience. He's pretty good. Was he a top 15 fantasy receiver right now? Gotta be. CeeDee Lamb. It's a gamble. It's a gamble, but for me to say this, but Washington plays a lot of zone, and I think it'll be easier for CeeDee Lamb to get open against that. From the slot. But there's a chance though that that Dalton could be off again. Maybe they can't get the ball to Lamb. That's a tough one. I mean, look at it last week though at Washington against the Giants. Now they're playing the Cowboys defense, but man, they couldn't. Like, I expected McLaurin to score at least one. They couldn't really do anything. I'd actually go Lamb. That's a gamble. So that's one of those ones where I apologize if I'm wrong there, because most people would tell you McLaurin for sure. If it were me, I'm kind of putting myself, if this were me, I'd gamble and go Lamb. I'm kind of feeling him getting open quite a bit against that secondary. From Lost, Edelman, Drake, Chark, Mike Williams. Pick one. Pick one there. Edelman, Drake, Chark, Mike Williams. Another bold one, but what I would do, actually, it's actually tougher than I thought. If Keenan Allen is out, he's questionable. I think he'll play, but because he got hurt in that Saints game when he scored. If Keenan Allen is out, you definitely, without a doubt, you start Mike Williams. If Keenan Allen plays, Mike Williams is definitely still an option there. But I do like Kenyon Drake. He's starting to pick it up. See, last week, how many points did he have? 30 points or something? He ran all over the Seattle Seahawks at the end of the year. I think it was week 16. All over them. 180 plus yards in one game he had. Doesn't mean he'll do it again. So if Keenan Allen is out, you play Mike Williams. If Keenan Allen is in, I'm almost leaning Drake. There, but Mike Williams is still appealing. I mean, Chark's good too. I'd probably stay away from Edelman. I'm kind of feeling Drake. Maybe I'm letting what happened at the end of the year last year factor in too much. I mean, he ran for 100 something ridiculous yards. Not going to do that again, but he's got a little confidence. I think that was big to have a little confidence add to his game after the Cowboys game there. Alexander Ortiz, pick 3 between Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett, A.J. Brown, Jays, Claypool. If the first two, if they play, Mike Evans is going to play. So probably Mike Evans, Keenan Allen. If he plays, I'd go Keenan Allen. He's been good when he's healthy. I mean, against the Saints, he played how many, like 9 snaps for 9 fantasy points, or I don't know, somewhere around there. Got hurt, but if he's healthy, if he's playing, play him. I'd probably go A.J. Brown, actually. Lockett. I actually expect Lockett to have a better day than DK. I think the Cardinals match up pretty well with them, though. Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, A.J. Brown. That's what I'm going. But you got a really good situation there. So if you're really feeling one of the other guys, then, yeah, they won't be wrong because you got a good situation. Wyatt, Phillip Lindsay, or Ronald Jones. Give me Ronald Jones. It looks like USC Ronald Jones right now. Feeling that. Joe Burrow season, pick 2. Claypool, Higgins, Gibson, Bell. Claypool. Give me Claypool and Gibson. Claypool and Gibson. Higgins. I mixed up the names. Claypool and Gibson. Higgins has been looking good. I think he kind of can go on or off. So I'm not fully trusting him yet. He's a good young rookie receiver. Love T. Higgins. But if I had to pick 2, go Claypool, Gibson. Gibson versus the Cowboys run D. We see what Drake just did after he was a little cold. So go those two. Should I trade David Montgomery and A.J. Green for Deshaun Watson? Yes. It depends on do you need a quarterback? Depends on what you need and what you don't need. But, I mean, if I were to say who wins that trade, David Montgomery plus A.J. Green, Deshaun Watson plus Josh Kelly, I'd go with the Deshaun Watson, Josh Kelly. So remember, quarterbacks actually get your most points. People forget that sometimes. I think most people know. You probably know. But, if that's a big-time upgrade for your quarterback, I do that. Personally, I look at it from my team, one of my teams. Dak, I had Dak, and my team was looking really good. He went down. Now my team's looking pretty bad. So if I had a chance to get a pretty damn good fantasy quarterback like Deshaun Watson, then I'd probably go that route. But I guess it kind of. It says my other running backs are Cook, Sanders. My starting quarterback. Okay, see, I was just kind of asking the question. My starting quarterback was you happen to have. You need a quarterback. I would do that. I would definitely do that. Yes. From Rat, OBJ versus Cincinnati, or Tyler Boyd versus Cleveland. Can't go wrong with either. I'd probably have to go OBJ, though. Michael Mertens, Big Ben or Breeze? Ooh. You probably got to go Big Ben. Fant or Schultz? Probably got to go with Fant. That's a toss-up, though. Probably got to go Fant. Cooks, James Robinson, Edmonds, or Lindsey for one flex spot. Brandon Cooks, James Robinson, Chase Edmonds, Phillip Lindsey. Probably Robinson. I was thinking about Cooks there. Probably James Robinson. Pinhead Larry, if some reason Michael Thomas isn't set to go, should I go with Mike Williams or Jerry Jeudy? Go with Mike Williams. Jerry Jeudy's been pretty disappointing. Dylan, DeAndre Swift or James Robinson. Then Keenan Allen or A.J. Brown. Ooh, Keenan Allen versus A.J. Brown and stuff. Probably, if Keenan Allen plays, he is questionable. I think he'll play. Probably Keenan Allen. DeAndre Swift or A.J. or James Robinson. That'd be a gamble going Swift. I'm almost feeling it. I don't know, though. He can get very little points. Probably James Robinson. Swift has a chance to get like nothing, From Diego, who to start? Juju, Brandon Cooks, Keelan Cole. Probably in that order. Juju actually might not play, though. So if Juju, you better monitor that. If Juju doesn't play, put Brandon Cooks. So in that order, I'd say. Sanjay, IR, Steelers defense or Chiefs defense. Randy Bullock, Graham Gano, or Mason Crosby. Bullock, I think, is the number one fantasy kicker. He playing the Browns. Should put some points up on the board. Yeah, I'd probably go Bullock there. Steelers D or Chiefs D. Steelers D's been so good, but tough task. I don't think they get any turnovers in this one. Maybe that's bold of me to say. I don't really think it is. I'd probably go Chiefs D. Maybe that's a little bold. I don't know. Stephen Paul, Deontay Johnson, or Brandon Cooks, and Eric Ebron or Austin Hooper. Probably Hooper. I don't really like either one this week. Probably Hooper. Deontay Johnson or Brandon Cooks. If Juju doesn't play, Deontay Johnson. If Juju plays, then Brandon Cooks. Ramsey, with Miles Sanders out, I don't know who to start between Hasty, Fournette. Man, that's actually tough. I'd probably just have to go Fournette. Fournette another step close to healthy. They may just sneak him in there. I know Ronald Jones has been playing good, but Fournette might punch one in from the goal line because Ronald Jones is more like in the field of play, and they could use Fournette more for goal line. I could be wrong on that, but that's kind of my feeling. Hawkinson and Fant. Feeling Hawkinson this week over Fant. Yep. Cooper or Lamb is receiver 2. Cooper's not getting a whole lot of action. I think Lamb will kind of be schemed up to get wide open early on in plays, quick passes. So I definitely like Lamb better than Cooper this week. CeeDee Lamb over Cooper. McKinnon, go McKinnon. Go McKinnon. Debo, Juju, I like Lamb this week. I'm feeling Lamb this week, but I could backfire. Andy Dalton, if it doesn't work, blame Andy Dalton, not me. All right. But I'm feeling CeeDee Lamb this week. Phillip Wall. Do I start Travis Fogum, Tyler Boyd in my flex? Ooh, I kind of like Fogum this week, but I also like Boyd, Herbert, or Matt Ryan. Give me Matt Ryan. You can't go wrong with either, but give me Matt Ryan. Fogum or Boyd. Give me Fogum. Give me Fogum there. I like both though. Give me Fogum. I'm starting him in one of mine. I have Boyd in my other one though. Fulgham's going to score. Fogum is going to score. Boyd probably can too, though. But it's all. Give me Fogum. This is my gut. Julio Jones or no, that can't be serious. Julio, we're going. Chiefs 5-1. Which two running backs do I start? Gurley versus Lions. Montgomery versus Rams. David Johnson versus. Okay, go Kenyon Drake and Todd Gurley. Kenyon Drake. Todd Gurley, that's where you're going with there. Murray versus Seahawks or Big Ben. I'm feeling Murray this week. I need to see him be more accurate in the passing game, obviously. Had some wide open receivers against the Cowboys, just missed them. That's really not on the defense. It's on him. It's going to be something similar against the Seahawks. He's going to have guys open. I think he'll be on. I think he'll hit those throws, but I think he'll be key running the ball. He's got to run one in, at least one. I think he's going to run at least one in, but Kenyon Drake could run some in as well. I'm feeling Kyler Murray there. Big Ben probably has a good day. Titans defense, I think, gets better every step of the way, so it's only a matter of time at one point until they shut someone. They kind of shut Josh Allen down a little bit, so I'm going to go Kyler Murray. Mike Davis or Malcolm. Oh, you got to go Mike Davis. You got to go Mike Davis there. Harrison Butker or Mason Crosby. Probably Crosby, and you're welcome. Happy for now. Timothy Tannehill, A.J. Brown, or DK Metcalf. DK's so good right now. A.J. Brown's been he's really good last week. I mean, he's really, it's the Ole Miss boys versus each other here. There's a chance. Seahawks defense is really good. Titans offense is really good. I picked Titans to win the game, but I know there is a chance that the Seahawks defense could outplay them and shut them down pretty much. And I actually picked the Cardinals to beat the Seahawks, but either way, the Seahawks will get some. They'll have some action no matter what. So I think you got to go DK. That's a good one though. Lewis, DeAndre Swift, Leonard Fournette, Devontae Parker, Chase Claypool. I need 2 for flex. Parker's got a bye. Got to go Claypool. I go Claypool and Swift there. Claypool and Swift. Yeah, Hubert knows. Claypool, Swift. We're on the same page. Jonnu Smith or Jared Cook. Dominic Geck. I mean, you definitely go Jonnu Smith if he plays. He's questionable. So if he doesn't play, then you have your answer. But if he plays, I go there. Anthony Ferkser could be a sneaky pickup if Jonnu Smith doesn't play because Anthony Ferkser went off last week, the Titans' other tight end, and he's got to be available. I'd still probably play Jared Cook over Ferkser, though, if Jonnu Smith doesn't play, but I just kind of want to throw that out there. Ferkser could be a sneaky pickup and play if Jonnu Smith does not play there. So maybe those 12 plus. I even heard of 14. I haven't heard of those until this year. 14-player leagues. Anthony Ferkser. A.J. Brown or Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen is questionable. I think he'll play. If he plays, go Keenan Allen. If he doesn't, you go A.J. Brown. Start 2 PPR. DeAndre Swift, James Conner, David Johnson, Philip Lindsay. Greetings from Germany. Oh, love your content. Greetings from Germany. Appreciate you. We're going with Conner and David Johnson. If that is David Johnson. Hopefully it's not Duke Johnson. James Conner, David Johnson. That's what I'm going with. What do we got? Brady. Start 2. Antonio Gibson, James Robinson, Devontae Freeman, Justin Jackson, Devin Singletary. The first 2 probably. I just don't know which Chargers running back's going to get more action between Jackson and Kelly. If I knew which one would get more than 50%, I'd tell you that one. I just don't know. I think it'll probably change by week. Singletary, I don't really... they're playing the Jets, so I can actually see them trying out Moss a little more. So that's why Singletary hasn't been playing that great anyways. So that's why the first 2. Gibson versus a bad run defense of the Cowboys. And James Robinson, I think, has a pickup game, a better game this week. So the first 2. James Robinson or David Johnson. And Boston Scott or Tyler Boyd. And those separate leagues? I don't know if that matters, actually. I'd go... David Johnson, Tyler Boyd. David Johnson, Tyler Boyd. Jalen Knapp. First of all, love the boys and the channel. Appreciate you very much. Should I start the Patriots defense against the 49ers or the Bears defense against the Rams? Probably the Bears defense. Pretty good options there, but probably the Bears defense. I think it'll be a very low-scoring game. Terry or Crowder. Go McLaurin. Crowder showed up on the injury report. Probably would go McLaurin anyways. Go McLaurin. Bucks or Rams defense. Rams defense. Really feeling the Rams defense this week. Stafford or Wentz. I'm starting a Wentz in mine, but I'd probably go Stafford. That's actually... Yeah, I'd probably have to go Stafford. It's a little safer, and they're probably going to get around the same points anyways. Dominic Geck, Stafford or Breeze, PPR. I think somebody else had this. Somebody already... that's... I think Stafford's probably the safer play, honestly. If you have both, probably Stafford. You got offered Henry and Higgins for Michael Thomas and David Montgomery. I don't have any other good running backs. Montgomery, Justin Jackson, J.K. That's tough. 16-team league. Man, why do people do those? So you get Henry and Higgins for... because your running back situation... Yeah, I'd do that, actually. Because your running back situation, I'd take Henry. Henry's definitely appealing there for sure. From Max, I have Matt Ryan and Justin Herbert on the bench, and I need a running back. Should I drop Ryan or Herbert? If I had to drop one, it would be Herbert. I'd rather keep Matt Ryan. If you need a running back and that's your only option to drop one of those, then yeah, probably Herbert. But I don't know what else you have there to drop. So, but yeah, I would rather keep Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan could pick it up. I could see Herbert kind of hot and cold as the season goes on. Jack Swaz, Robert Woods, Jameson Crowder, Deontay Johnson, DeAndre Swift, Brandon Cooks, Boston Scott. Crowder showed up on the injury report. Deontay Johnson. Man, Woods playing the Bears defense. I feel like Woods, if somebody's going to score there, I think it'll be Woods, maybe on an end around, but yeah, I think you still got to go Woods. I think you go Woods, Deontay Johnson, and Brandon Cooks. I'm not really trusting Boston Scott, but he could get some action with, I'd probably go Woods, Johnson, and in Cooks there. Cam, would you trade Mike Evans for Chase Claypool? No, I'd hang on to Evans. I think they're going to get more and more offense going as the years goes on. If you can get something else out of that too, if you trade Mike Evans for Claypool, and even if it's somebody that you may play, not every week, then perhaps. But straight up, I'd probably keep Evans. Ryan Pollack have 3 injured backs. Should I drop one? If so, which one? Eckler, Mostert, Sanders. Ooh. Already have Jacobs, Robinson, and Ronald Jones active with Justin Jackson and a receiver. That's tough. I mean, if you had to drop one, it would be Mostert. I wouldn't want to drop. I wouldn't want to drop him though. Maybe you can look to trade before dropping. Maybe if you... Depends on what you need. You say you need a receiver. I would be so hesitant to drop one of those guys, So I'd probably look to trade if you needed to. You can use 2 players to trade for one. Possibly use one of those guys. You can use something else. I don't really know that your team really... so go 2 for 1, and that maybe gets you better in a spot where you need a guy because you're trading 2 players for a better one, and then it opens up a spot in your roster where you can pick somebody up as well. Tough to say though. Any sleeper running backs to pick up this week? Boston Scott seems to be one. I'm sure DeAndre Swift got picked up. If you need him for this week, this doesn't help you. But J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards could be sneaky ones. Mark Ingram's a little hurt, but it might not be that bad. But those guys still might get an increase of reps, but they have a bye week. Boston Scott, yeah, I'm sure DeAndre Swift's already picked up. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's what I got for you right now. Dakota Falconberry. Should I pick up Jefferson over Godwin since he's hurt a lot? Should I drop Tyler Boyd for Chase? I'm guessing it's a smaller league because Justin Jefferson, Chris Godwin, Tyler Boyd, and Chase Claypool should all be, if that's who you're talking about, should all be already on a team. They shouldn't be available. I'm guessing it's a smaller league. Should I pick up, or you mean start maybe? I don't know if you mean, maybe you mean start because those guys all should be on a team. They shouldn't be available. Jefferson has a bye this week. Tyler Boyd, Chase Claypool. I'd probably play Boyd over Claypool. But yeah, I wouldn't, if you're talking about actually dropping, maybe because it's a smaller league, one of those guys, I wouldn't be able to. Godwin, at the end of the year, he should be known as one of the, as the rest of the year goes on, as long as he's healthy, he should be known as one of the better fantasy receivers, I think. So I would have a tough time dropping those guys. Who do I use as my flex option and non-PPR? Robbie Anderson, James Robinson, Mike Evans. I have Robbie. It's between Robbie Anderson and Mike Evans. I have those guys on one of my team as well. I'm starting them both this week, but it's just so hard taking Mike Evans out. Robbie Anderson has been clearly better. It's just very hard taking Mike Evans out. The matchup. I have to keep Mike Evans. I have to go Mike Evans. Mike Williams or CeeDee Lamb. If Keenan Allen doesn't play, then you definitely go Mike Williams. If Keenan Allen plays, then CeeDee Lamb. Max, I have Mark Andrews on a bye. Any suggestion to replace him this week? If Robert Tonyan's available, perhaps he probably won't be. Any other state? Anthony Ferkser. If we're getting a little deeper here, Anthony Ferkser of the Titans. That is probably a guy that's available. He might be the best guy that's available. I'm assuming somebody had to pick up Tonyan. Somehow I got him last week. He should have been picked up in most leagues 2 weeks ago after that big game. But yeah, Anthony Ferkser could be a sneaky good one there from the Titans. Austin Antoni, should I try to trade Clyde Edwards-Helaire? It's hard to say who you target. It depends on what you need. I think people are overreacting from the Le'Veon Bell. Edwards-Helaire, of course, yeah, some reps go down a little bit, but I don't think as much as people think. I think that's still their featured guy. He fits them so well, and we see that. So I'd hang on to him, personally. Claypool or DJ Moore flex. I'd probably go DJ Moore. That's a tough one. I'll go DJ Moore. It's from Brendan Scranton, from Josh Rice. Should I start Lockett and Carson? Sure. If I had to pick one, probably Lockett. From Cotton 24, Odell, Boyd, or Cup. Pick one. Probably go Odell. Kenneth Salisbury, Claypool, or McKinnon. Probably Claypool. Yeah, Claypool. Mike Davis, Ronald Jones, or OBJ. Probably got to go OBJ. Yeah, PPR. Yeah, Odell. Tight end. Noah Fant or Jonnu Smith. Both questions. Should I get someone else from Wire? My first choice would be Jonnu Smith. If he doesn't play Noah Fant, if he doesn't play Anthony Ferkser for the Titans other tight end. Anthony Ferkser will take Jonnu Smith's reps. Different style tight end though, so you don't expect him to get those slip screens and backfield plays. But he did well last week when Jonnu Smith got hurt. Michael Thomas, if he plays, Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown. What do you need? 3. Michael Thomas, the first 3. First 3. If Michael Thomas does not play, Tyler Boyd. Love the content. Keep up the great work. Appreciate you. Was that happy fun times? Christian Herrera, Tannehill, or Herbert? Man, Tannehill's been on fire. It's hard not to go Tannehill. It's a tough defense, though, but I would have to go Tannehill. Max pick 2 for flex. Non-PPR, Gibson, Slayton, Crowder. Man, both Slayton and Crowder are probably questionable. Gibson and Slayton probably. If CMC is back, should I go with AP? I don't think McCaffrey's going to be back. I really don't. But if he's back, should I go with AP, Fournette, or Malcolm Brown? Or isn't back, I think should I go AP, Fournette, Malcolm Brown. AP, you pretty much have to go with there. Malcolm Brown splits with 2 other guys. You're playing the Bears. There's going to be little scoring in that game. Unlikely that Brown scores. Highly unlikely. Could do it, but it's still unlikely. Fournette could punch one. You got to go Peterson. You got to go Peterson there. Might have to see if there's any more while I was recording this from Timmy, Fournette, or Tim Patrick flex. That's a tough one. It's not really the best situation to have. Probably Tim Patrick. Seems like he's been getting some more action. Probably Tim Patrick. I'm trying to see if there's any more. I think we got the rest of them. That's the only new one while recording this, I believe. It looks like it. All right, that's going to do it. We're back every week. Usually I got 2 other guys with me to kind of play along, so we do like best of 3. Who says what for you to start. So that's a little better, but so hopefully we should be back on track next week, but we're still here no matter what. Plenty of NFL content. Check it out. Subscribe. Click that like button. We much appreciate it. And you're going to want to follow that Twitter. You're missing out if you're not. That's going to do it for this one. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Goodbye.